Welcome to Prescription for Change, the doc formula. I am Dr. Warden-Jarrett, and I'm a board-certified family physician. My goal today is to discuss a very simple way, almost a ridiculously simple way, to help you understand the big picture. Perhaps you have just been told you have diabetes, or you have a loved one who has diabetes, and you just want an opportunity to understand what it's all about, what does it mean. So for this, I'm going to tell a short story, and I'll try to keep it as simple as possible so that even a kindergartner will understand or be able to repeat it back to you, okay? So chances are when we have diabetes, the problem is that there's too much glucose or sugar circulating in the body. And you can think of sugar or glucose as like fuel for your body, like how you go to the gas station and you get gasoline for your car. Our bodies need fuel so that the muscles and the organs and all the different body functions can happen, okay? Now in the body, there's an organ called the pancreas. You can think of the pancreas as like a taxi station that cranks out taxi cabs to go pick up or drop off glucose. And the pancreas is making insulin. I like to think of insulin as like our taxi driver. So what it does is it travels throughout the body and drops off the glucose molecules. Now you might be saying, well, wait a minute, where does the glucose or sugar come from? I'm so happy you posed that question. It comes from the foods we eat. Now that's a whole separate video that we'll launch into it, a separate discussion. But the food we eat brings in sugar and our body makes sugar, okay? So when we have too much that we're bringing in, or our body is making too much and we don't have enough insulin, or the receptors, and we'll get to that, aren't functioning properly, we can create a situation known as diabetes. So the taxi driver comes and drops off the sugar to the different body parts, like the brain, your muscles, everywhere where it needs to go. Well, what happens with diabetes, type 2 specifically, the taxi driver gets to the neighborhood and it's trying to drop off the passengers, the glucose, and guess what happens? It's in a gated community, so the gatekeeper says, I'm sorry, taxi driver, we're not going to be able to let you in here today. Well, that's called insulin resistance, meaning your body's making the taxi drivers to get the glucose where it needs to be, but the receptors are not allowing the glucose to get dropped off. So this can create major problems. So the taxi driver is like, well, listen, folks, you guys got to get out. But we need to get in there. The brain's counting on us, the glucose molecule says, or the sugar says. The taxi driver says, yeah, it's not my problem. I was just supposed to pick you up and drop you off. They're not letting me in. And he drops off the glucose right there in the middle of the body, called your bloodstream. Well, this can create problems because now you have saturated glucose or lots of sugar just swimming around in your body, and they need a place to go. So guess where they like to hang out? You guessed it correctly. They go and hide in the nerves. And when they hide in the nerves can become damaged. And it's the nerve damage that leads to blindness. It's the nerve damage that leads to people stepping on nails and not feeling it, that can cause skin infections that over time can even cause amputations of the toes. It's the nerve damage that even can cause kidney failure and over time issues leading to dialysis. So this is a huge problem, right? So then you say, well, where do we go from here? How can we fix it? Well, there are lifestyle or therapeutic lifestyle modifications that can be done. We're going to have a whole separate discussion on that down the road. In addition, there's medications that can help balance things out, and that's another discussion too. But as you can imagine, the medications, the big picture, are designed to decrease the resistance of the insulin, meaning let the taxi driver get some of the glucose where it needs to go so it doesn't accumulate in the body or the bloodstream where it's not supposed to go. And some of the medications also slow down the amount of glucose your body's actually making. So this is a wonderful topic that we can discuss, and you'd be surprised. We said that this program is called Prescription for Change, the doc formula. With discipline, organization, and consistency, the doc formula, we can help you achieve better, healthy lifestyle living. Until next time, this is Dr. J, your family doc with a smile, signing off.